Hello, friends. Today I am going to discuss with you the merits and demerits of the present farm laws. I'll be discussing from economical point or legal and would try to avoid the political aspect. Before proceeding further, let's go back the historical events about the agriculture reforms. Right in 1947, after getting independence, the country has first and topmost issue has taken up by which they abolished the Zimidari system from the country, a legacy left behind by British Raj for the purpose of administrating the country. However, the agriculture issue has always been very much important for the country like ours, where 50% of the population is directly engaged in the agriculture. In spite of that, the country had been facing the agriculture product a shortage enough to feed the country. So, right in the beginning itself, the country had been importing food grains from other countries in 62 and 65 wars, have actually broken the backbone of the country, and the country was compelled and has got to take the advantage of PL 408 from USA on humanitarian grounds, by which the wheat called red color wheat was imported in huge quantity. For that, the government has actually created a company that is called Food Corporation of India, a central undertaking. Now, the job of this company was that they should store whatever they are receiving, and they should put the warehouses in different parts of the country and distribute the grains to the population through ration cards and ration shops. And after that, the realization was so strong, and various expert committees and commissions, plethora of commissions were involved. And there were meetings and consultations at state level as well as at the central level from time to time. And right in 2003, a APMC Model Act 2003 was passed, based on which each state was advised that you should make these models under law in your own state. Now, all the states started this APMC experiment. In 2004, Swaminathan Commission recommended, which was accepted by the Government of India, that the minimum support price to encourage the farmers that whatever they are producing, that will be taken care of, and there is a guarantee of their produce, and they will get a particular price before they start growing it. This was to encourage, and it was a good encouragement. Today, a country which was importing the agriculture product from other countries, now the country is self-sufficient, and now there is a net exporter, means thereby that we do import many agricultural products, but at the same time we are exporting also. But the net result is that we can be called a net exporter. However, let us examine the APMC which is existing today, and then we look into the the various laws, that the three laws have been passed by the parliament and have become effective also. Now, this APMC, the purpose was that the mandis should be created in different parts of the states. Now, right now, there are 37 mandis created in Punjab. I'm giving the example of Punjab because a lot of people from Punjab have come in the border to have agitations. Now, these 37 mandis were allow that farmers can come and sell their products to the wholesaler. But there was a condition, and there is condition, that each or any farmer who is close to the mandis has to register himself with the mandi and has make it sure that he cannot go to any other mandi, but he has to sell the crop there itself. Now the farmer comes to the mandi, brings his crop, and there the what you call a commission agents, normally called as artiyas in Punjab, they help the farmer, and their auction is done where the wholesalers buy from the farmers. In case the price is so low and it's not acceptable to the farmer, the law and the rule provides that they can sell it to the Food Corporation of India in their collecting center, and they can get the minimum spot price. So, well, this is what it is a fact. But what situation has taken place that now with the new laws, three laws, what you find is that they have allowed additional provisions for mandis for the purpose of marketing. You can call it mandis or you can call it a bazaar or market where the farmers can bring their product to sell it. Now these mandis are the private mandis which have been allowed under the new laws. It means that there will be, in addition to what the existing situation is, the APMC. So there means there will be a number of APMC type private sellers, private buyers, where the farmers can come and sell it. There is a feeling that if the private buyers are allowed, then the existing mandis may get abolished or may die with the slow process with the timing. Why it is so? What they are feeling it? It is because of one reason, and that is the fundamental reason is that these private mandis are not charging any fee or any commission from the seller, that is the farmer, as well as the buyer from the wholesaler. Now there is also not a charge of tax from the state government. Now in between, the role of the middleman like Artya is also affected. So these three, wholesaler, middleman, and the state government, are the parties who are finding it that they are going to lose the business. Now the government feels that there should be a competition between the private market as well as the government mandis. So this competition, they feel it will facilitate and will help the farmer to have a higher price. It is estimated, and there's a declaration by the government, that the present status of earning of the farmers will be doubled. How that will double, they have got their reasons to say that the new mandis, the private mandis, will not be charging any sort of a fee or the commission from the seller as well as from the buyer, and there will be no tax as such. There will be there will be cushion for the farmer as well as for the wholesaler buyer. Now let's examine it from the angle of say there is a product and which comes to the market, and the same product when comes to the consumer, let us say a consumer buys a product at rupees 60 per kilo, and that product or that the agriculture item which the farmer has also to get a profit, he normally gets profit between 7, 8, 9 or 10. He does not accept, he does not get more than rupees 10, whereas the same item sells in the market at rupees 60. So the question is where this 50 rupees go. 50 rupees are distributed amongst various middle agencies like commission agents. Then there are fees, 2.5% on the farmer to sell. Then then you find it the wholesaler who buys from the farmers, he has to pay fee of 3%. Then there is a tax of 3% which is charged by the state government. Altogether, there are additional expenses also on the farmer like a transport cost. Then there are also weighing machine is concerned. Sometimes the middleman provides a loan also to the farmers, and for which he has to pay interest also. Now, all these put the things together, the question comes only the ratio of the profit falls much lower in the hands of the farmer who is the direct grower of the agriculture product. Then he is the direct producer. It is that direct producer which needs encouragement, for which all these laws have been made from the from the time the country became independent. And it's necessary to make the production not only higher, but the productivity has to increase per hectare or per acre. And the quality of the produce should also rise scientifically such a level at the international level, and country is able to export to earn for the contribution to the GDP. Now there is an objection from the many farmers, and they're agitating it, saying that if this is allowed, the result will be that slowly and gradually these mandis, that is the government mandis, right now being run from since 2003, will be vanishing. And because, why they give the reason also, because of the convenience of not the payment, there is a lot of cushion for the wholesaler in the private mandis to provide higher amount to the farmers. This is actually object for the government for the helping of the farmers, but at the same time there is a risk and danger and fear in the minds of the farmers. Who are those farmers? Let's examine that point. Also, I'm saying it only from the point of economics. Now, in the marketing, most of the farmers are holding land less than 5 acres, but there are multiple and many farmers who have land more than that one. They do grow the aggregate product in their fields, but at the same time, they also are the wholesalers. They buy their own product and as well as the product of the farmers. And they resell to other farmers also. And the farmers goes to the other farmers, then to another retailer, and then the sub-retailer, and in the market, you and I buy it that cost rupees 60. In between, the profit ratio is twice. The idea is that it's if you work it at the international level, example can be given, say example of South Korea. If the same product is sold there at rupees 60 to the consumer, believe it that the farmer is getting not less than 50 rupees because the farmer and the ultimate consumer, between these two, the layers of agents and commission agents are very, very narrow. So it's by passing these laws, three laws, the it is also provided that the farmers can have a contract from one crop to 5 years, so that for the next 5 years they are sure about it and of their income. At the same time, they have also provided some safeguards in the law number 3. What they are saying is that in case of any dispute which arises between the buyer and the seller, which is the wholesaler and the farmer, then that dispute will be referred to the SDM, who will form a conciliation board, 2 people from the farmer and 2 from the buyer or the wholesaler. And they will take a decision with a couple of hours because the total time required for the decision has been fixed day 3. That within 3 days this matter has to be decided. In case they are not able to settle it, the matter will go back to SDM and he will call both the parties and will take a decision. In case the buyer and the farmer is not, the farmer, that means the wholesaler, and the farmer is not happy or satisfied, then they can go to the next step, that is the collector. But in case it is not decided, then it comes back again to the SDM and he gives a final decision. Now, there is also provision in the law that in case it is found there is a mistake on the part of the farmer, he will have to pay the contract price. But in case there is a mistake on the part of the buyer, that is the wholesaler, then he has to pay the penalty of 1.5 times. Supposing the contract price is 100 rupees and the penalty on the wholesaler would be 1.5, and then he has to pay 100 plus 150 to the farmer. But in case of mistake on the part of the farmer, he has not to pay any penalty, but only the contract price. This is a big safeguard provided to the customers. Now, the agitators still feel, or the farmers also feel, that this is not good law. Why they feel this is not good law? Because one, fundamentally they say that definitely the private mandis may provide higher prices for 1 or 2 years or 3 years, and ultimately these government agencies, government mandis will vanish and they will be removed. and later on, which they predict, and these farmers may be exploited. Well, this is a general prediction or general fear or not. It's a question for the time to see. Maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, it may happen or it may not happen. Or it may happen the way the law has been made ready. However, there are problems and issues presently which, to my mind, are such which need to be resolved in order to make this agitation a, a proper resolution. Now, the other alternative, which is a minimum spot price, is provided when in the present APMC the farmer is not satisfied, he can go and sell it to the stores of FCI at the spot price. But there are difficulties also over there. And such difficulties are such where the corruption is taking place and lot of what you call a strategic explanations are given or strategies are applied in such a way that the farmer has to make payment as a bribe for his own convenience. Many times it has been observed, and there are complaints with the state as well as with the central government that the arthias they will reach at the farmer house and will tell that the money which you will be getting at the auction would be, say for example, it is auctioned at 1,500, but you have to wait to collect the money also, and you have to run around many times, and you have to bring your crop and transport it also. You have to transport, you need money also. So they will try to play some role in say it, okay, don't take 1,500, you take 1,300, and you need not to wait for the payment, and we pay you the cash right now in hand. So many times the farmers, instead of small farmers, instead of facing the hustles of various nature with the FCI or with the auction or with the wholesaler or with the transfer or weighing the machine, etc., etc., he is ready to accept a lower price than the auction or even the minimum spot price. Now, these are the issues on the one side, and other side, the issues are that the agitators also saying it, that there is no provision in the law number 3 that in case the kisan, that the farmer is not satisfied from the collector decision or the STM, he should have the opportunity to go to court. Well, this means if the opportunity has to be given to the kisan, then same opportunity will be coming to the buyer also. That means the wholesaler. He is much more powerful as financial muscles also. In order to avoid the government or these laws say that after the decision of the collector, it will be treated as a settlement, and that settlement will not be triable or can be challenged in the court. There are 2 points on this side or the other side which are debatable and can be discussed. I would say that in the beginning there is a possibility of showing some gesture from the government to the agitating farmers to accept this provision also. And if later on you find that this provision of legality or taking the matter to the court arises many difficulties, that can be challenged and can be removed. Now the question comes before us is that ultimately why after all in totality the country has done all changes in the formulas. Look, there is not only one point, there is a point from the national angle also. India right now is with a GDP of not more than $2.75 trillion, whereas its neighbor like China is tremendously very, very powerfully growing 14 trillions is threatening at the borders. The government or the people have to get ready very fast, very quickly. And many times it is stated that reforms are coming very fast. It is one reason is that the hardly enough time is left. With the country, the time has been lost too much. And now when you're facing your borders next to you, there is a threat, it's necessary. The country needs to improve its economy, not only in the agriculture sector, but many other sectors also. Has also got to see that the manpower, machinery, and the other productivity matters are used to the optimum capacity from the economical principles so that the country becomes competitive in the world and can make a good export, which will help in increasing the GDP. This is one other at a national level, but when you find that some of the people have become so angry, they are stopping it. Unless this agitation turns into a political aspect where the people are also saying, many people are also talking that it is turning not from the farmers but other parties have also added. I'm actually hesitating to make any comment on that one, but I'm just touching some of the point is that from the economic angle, that in case the state governments want that the private mandis should not come, there is no harm to have a competition and the all kind of strictures and legal procedures which have been adopted in the government mandis can be taken off, like that state tax can be taken off, or the commission which is charged from the buyer that can be taken off, or the commission which is charged from the wholesaler that can be taken off. That can be made some lesser and lesser pressure on the farmers as well as the wholesaler, and that can become more and more competitive. If we look at the national level right now, 70,000 mandis are working in whole of the country. In Punjab, there are 37 mandis. Now, a farmer under the existing law, he can only come in one mandi where he is registered. He cannot sell in any other mandi. That is about 37 mandis. He cannot go to any other state of the country. This is something, to my mind, fundamentally looks to be beyond the principles of law and equity. A person or one group of the people are stopped, or even one single man who is a farmer is stopped from selling his product in any part of the country or in any part of the state is not is not justified from any side. I would say even from the moral side or from economical side or from the legal side. Now the question is that can it be broken? Yes, it can be. Now it is required is that not only you need 37 mandis, but you need many mandis, maybe 300 mandis. It has been worked out that 70,000 mandis in all over the country needs to be multiplied at least to 6 times, that is 42,000 mandis in the country, so that each mandi is placed close to the farmer's place of working within the radius of 5 kilometers. This is a wonderful requirement for which you need various kind of reforms. Cooperation from the people is definitely required for the national interest, but at the same time, some sections' interests are also challenged. Here also the section, a particular section in the form, has been definitely affected and they are being heard. I would say that the government should come forward and make those middle people, archers, middlemen, and some of the wholesalers, and the government of state who has to sacrifice the sales tax. All these commissions, they are removed. There is a cost to them which need to be compensated. It will have to facilitate the rest of the whole country. Let me also add one more thing about the present three laws is not actually a new one, or it has not been practiced in the country. There are states in the country itself, like Maharashtra, where you will find, in addition to the Sarkari mandis that under APMC, there are about 118 private mandis. In addition, there are 1,100 district mandis in each district, and they are working together in addition to the, you can call it a APMC mandis that is run by the government. So there is a wonderful match in that state, and they're quite successful. Similar situations are also in Karnataka and Telangana. However, there may be a different circumstances that you find in Punjab because they are producing wheat and rice as the main product of agriculture. But whenever you make a law, you have to see not one ratio or one section of society, but the entire nation, for that the maximization of benefits are provided, and at the same time the nation is uplifted, just because now India is not an isolated country, is a part of the total global impact. Everything what is happening out of the country is impacting. Your neighbor is now showing teeth. Now it's very important to safeguard the integrity of the country in such a way that we become economical and militarily strong. This is what I feel, and I express my views also. And with this, I am completing my video, and I thank you very much for listening to me. If you subscribe to this video, the next video will come to you automatically. Thank you once more, and I do request all of you to please take care about your health and your happiness within this pandemic crisis, and take all safeguards. May God bless you. Strong, happy, long, and prosperous life in this new year. Thank you once more. May God bless you all. Thank you.